Tonight,
You are listening to the Doug Stanhope Podcast.
Hey, this is the Doug Stanhope Podcast Super Bowl weekend. We have the Impractical Jokers, 2 of the 4, the better 2 of the 4. If you do not know the Impractical Jokers, stop this podcast and find them on YouTube. Look up, watch a couple of their shows, because it's one of the funniest fucking shows I've ever seen. So do that. Stop and come back. Oh, you're back now. See? It's fucking funny. Hey, we're in Bisbee, Arizona, and Q from our favorite show, Bingo and I's favorite show, Impractical Jokers. Q and Sal were coming down. Sal got fucked up at the Howard Stern party. He's not here yet. Part 1, we're going to chat with Q from Impractical Jokers.
All right. The potato peelings in the sink did not turn into vodka as I had hoped. I only start to need a drink after the liquor stores have closed. I heard you changed your name again, but don't you change your hair. It was the only thing I liked about you in the end. La la la.
All right, well, tomorrow's Super Bowl, and we might not be able to make this happen. So fuck Sal. We are recording, right? Fuck Sal.
Oh, Jesus. I wanted to be the one to say it first.
Not only is Sal not here, we're doing the podcast with one of the Impractical Jokers, my fucking favorite.
Your favorite show?
Of all the Impractical Jokers.
You can't say Boardwalk Empire or Impractical Jokers, but the only funny show I watch on TV is the Impractical Jokers on True TV, which is a network that's such a piece of shit. You don't have to confirm or deny.
They're changing.
Brian Quinn, Q.
Hello.
From the Impractical Jokers.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Oh, Jesus. Overdid it, guys.
It's so nice, your show, because most things I like, as we argued about as my iPod played last night, no one else likes. And in comedy, okay, the people that like me, only a very narrow margin. So it's nice where I can play your shit for everyone that's been hanging around. We've been playing your shit for everyone. Bingo, my girlfriend, plays your shit to anyone who will come over.
I know
and they all laugh. It's like, it's universal. It's not like, you have to be in the right mind for.
I am deeply skeptical, and I read Smart Fuck magazine. And when you talk to me all the time about the Impractical Jokers, I was kind of in my head going, yeah, that's very funny, Doug, but I'm not going to like this. When I watched it, I thought it was fucking brilliant.
Wow.
And that's my manager, Brian Hennigan, and he's a cunt of a human being.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised he said that, because he's generally, I've met him a few times, he's just a cunt.
Yeah.
But he said something nice.
No, I mean, it was really remarkable. I was prepared to think this is the douchiest, most boring, obvious stuff. And it's magnificent. It's magnificent.
Why did that compliment sound like an insult?
I watched them repeatedly. Bingo watches them to a point of it's obsessive compulsive. Like I get psoriasis, I got to scratch it. I got to watch this one. I'll watch them over and over and over again. And
I'll shower tomorrow.
That's, I know that about Bingo, and it makes me very happy. The fact that you guys like the show was specifically for Sal and I, although fuck Sal.
Oh yeah, fuck him.
Specifically, was just shocking because we've always considered you so brilliant, and we have such self-confidence issues that we just look at our show as just like, well, it's our show, so it can't be that good.
But you've turned that, I talked to you when you first started doing that show, and you were like worried about this and that, and you seem like you fucking own that thing.
Well, I don't know. I still get nervous about it. I remember the first time you and I ever spoke was we were talking on Twitter how much that you liked the show, and I was so worried about the new season because we had a new showrunner on. The president at the time was busting our balls, so I tweeted you and I said, hey, would you mind giving us notes on the new season? And what a testament to a guy that you are. You guys had a blackout here in Bisbee.
Oh, I
remember this?
That, yes.
And you were on the phone and you guys had miner helmets on with the lights on to read the notes to talk Sal and I off a ledge. And when we got off the phone, we were like, they couldn't be nicer.
I remember that night.
That was unbelievable.
But can I ask a question, which is, how did the show actually happen? How did it come about?
Hang on, let's explain the show
Yeah,
for
that's a
people
good
who
point.
don't know Impractical
Jokers.
It's a hidden camera show, which I love the whole hidden camera. From Candid Camera on, and then they started getting shitty with Ashton Kutcher, where you could do this so much better.
But then you had the UK Trigger Happy TV. That was fantastic.
The UK, and then they made the American Comedy Central version. But you do it different. These are four guys. They're high school friends, grew up together, where the prank is not on the mark, it's on you. You dare each other to go out and do shit. You can explain this better than me.
Yeah, I probably couldn't actually. That's it. Like you have to see. I'm already stammering like a prick already, Smingo. It's not working out for me over here. To anybody who's ever listened to me on a podcast before, I'm drunk right now, so I'm sorry for the change in quality.
Yeah.
I mean, this place is like the Wonderland over here. No, it's a joke that the whole point of the show is on us. It's to embarrass us. That's.
Hang on. Bingo is here, and Bingo has her favorite episodes. Give me an example of one thing. Okay, all right, then evacuate the chair.
Okay, yeah,
No, you're fine. You're fine. My favorites always are not Jack in the Box, but White Castle, where
White
you'll
Castle,
work
yeah.
White Castle, and there's four of you, and one guy has to go out there and has to do whatever you tell him to do.
Yeah, he has a little earpiece in his ear.
IFB.
Right.
And so you're on a mic in the back room going, okay, Joe, go out and get naked and come back with just your apron on and serve this guy.
That's right.
And you try to make your friends do embarrassing shit.
And the idea is to get them to push them to the point where they refuse to do it. If you refuse, you get a loss. And whoever loses the most during the episode, the last thing in the episode is called the punishment, where just one person has to do something horrible. Like I had to teach my parents sex ed for 45 minutes, and they made the presentation.
That. And you,
yeah.
But this is the thing, that you are so genuinely embarrassed. You are actually guys that.
Yeah. It's my parents.
Sal, you can see him get squeamish about things and physically recoil from, I don't. And you did that with your parents.
It was disgusting. Well, the way they went all out, what they did is they had told, we shoot an intro. Hey, we're here at whatever place. This is what we got to do. The guys had filmed an intro and said, Q's going to have to teach sex ed to a bunch of teenagers. So they opened the door and they had cast an entire classroom full of actual teenage girls. And I thought that I would have to go in there and teach it to teenage girls. Walked away, and then when I came back in the room, they switched the whole class for my parents. So I went in mentally prepared to teach girls, and then I had to teach my mom. So the look on my face when I open the door and see my mother, where I get beat red and I look like I just shit myself, is true. That's the...
But can we go back to, how did the show come about? How did this get pitched even?
We shot a mini episode of it on our cell phones. We shot and they cut it together. So that was it. We made like a 5-minute. We made like
You
a
shot
5-minute.
this on cell phones, the pilot, for presentation purposes.
Yes, yeah, we shot it on cell phones, and you could see it look shitty, like the camera's moving, and when we start laughing, like the camera starts shaking. And
But
stuff
did
like
you
that.
do this like just for shits and giggles?
No, we did it to sell.
Like,
We came up with the idea for the show.
Okay, you didn't fuck with each other. I dare you to do this. That wasn't.
No, we were making something that we wanted to try and sell, and we love hitting.
But
hitting
you
cameras.
also have a comedy improv.
Yeah, we have a group
The
called the
Tenderloins.
Tenderloins. All 4 of us in a group called the Tenderloins. We do sketches and stuff like that. I think we have like 4.
Okay, so you were already doing that, and
Yeah.
you go, "Hey, this would be a funny thing to do."
Yeah. Well, yeah, we it was actually our third television pilot. We sold one to Spike about 6 years ago, and that was like a Curb Your Enthusiasm. Sorry,
I beg your pardon?
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Here's the problem, Brian. I have this speech impediment. They're always making fun of it on the show, and now that I'm drinking, it's going to be even worse.
Good.
Well,
Yeah.
that-
Yeah.
that's easy
All
for
we
you to
want to
say.
do is embarrass you.
Yes, so don't worry about it, and we'll record it so I can listen tomorrow.
We really you came down to Bisbee, and we're thinking, oh, we should try to come up because we do fuck with things during the Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
Like we should get that involved, and I'm like, you guys are here for like 36 hours.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put you on the spot, and we didn't come up with a good idea. But if we did, we'd put you on the spot.
Well, we can always come back. Yeah, this is great. I mean, does everybody listening even know why we're all here for your Super Bowl party?
Yeah, but these come out so randomly that
Nobody.
yeah.
Oh, you don't even know when.
We're gonna do like 5 podcasts during the Super Bowl party, so we're not.
So you can just hear the
this one will say
progression.
Super Bowl party, so it doesn't.
Date the other ones.
In March 15th,
Right.
You go, hey, Super Bowl party. You're like, what?
Oh,
I don't get a lot of guests down here in Bisbee.
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When you got did you get like a call from True TV saying, "Hey, we're going to say yes," and you went, "Holy shit!"
True said yes in the room. Like it was insane.
Get ready.
The woman at True was said, "Don't sell us to anybody else. We want this show."
Holy monkeys!
Right. But then later in the day,
All right, go.
then later in the day,
Go.
MTV
We can't
made
have
an
the
offer.
fucking background nonsense in every goddamn podcast.
So go on, Mr. Quinn.
so later that day, MTV. I feel like I'm just telling. Like I should throw a joke.
Yeah,
in
but
here.
come on, people have
Or two,
people
like a
no.
knock joke.
There that day.
So MTV made an offer on the show too. So then MTV and True got into a little bidding war, and MTV said, "Well, we want to take the show from you and just recast it with teenagers."
with hot,
Right, and every episode would be different teenagers, and
kind
True-
of like the US version of Trigger Happy TV.
Sure, exactly. They turned it into a game show. True was like, well, we'll put you guys on TV, and we took a vote, and I got outvoted 3-1. I wanted to sell it to MTV. I was like, I don't want to. That sounds horrible being on TV. I was like,
yeah.
it sounds like a nightmare.
And True TV is a piece of shit, in my opinion, not yours.
Was it
Everything else on True TV is not true in the least.
Was it called True TV at the time?
Court TV it started.
There you are.
Oh, yeah.
was Court
Back
TV.
when it was legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's they canceled. I think they've canceled or about to cancel like almost every show on the network. They got rid of the old president. They got in a new guy, Chris Lynn, who ran MTV.
Oh, I remember.
Oh, we love Chris Lynn.
Yeah, he's
No,
a
I
great
remember
guy.
when you called me, and I get drunk in Psychopathic, and I found out exactly where the old president lived on the internet, and you're like, how do you know this? I go, I'm a serial killer at heart, but I do comedy as a day job.
I mean, you sent me some articles that were so fucking funny. You were like, this douchebag, and then you sent the news article about him. I was like, this fucking, you killed me. You got me through some hard times with that stuff. What was that? I'm sorry.
So did you actually have a holy shit moment when you thought, this is happening? This is really going to...
No, because I didn't really want to do it too much. Like, in the beginning, I really didn't want to do it. And I was working as a fireman in New York City at the time.
Well, why would you want to drop that sweet gig?
It's amazing. It is a sweet gig, and I was working 2 jobs at once, so I was working like 100 hours a week. Like, it was just horrible. So I was lack of energy to get excited about.
But that's one of the beautiful things about the show. It's so genuine. where you guys don't want to do it.
Right, yeah.
Like if it was someone who could do anything to anyone, hey, walk up and say this to. We know comics that'll just say anything to fucking anyone anytime.
Can I get on television?
You guys are
I'll do it.
actually squeamish about doing the shit you're making each other do.
Yeah.
And
that's for sure.
But that's what sells it. It's a fuck, and all of you laughing in the background at the guy that's falling apart.
It's supposed to be like what everybody does with their friends. Like that was how we pitched it.
If you ever get good at it, the show will suck.
Yes, exactly. Well,
Yes.
there's no danger of that. Trust me, Doug.
But there's a remarkable sort of pathos to the show where you will empathize with what you're doing and your so-called mark or victim,
Right.
where you actually think, oh, that's such a human moment. I remember when the one I was lucky enough to see actually being taped in Central Park,
Right.
in the fountain, and the question that was asked or was meant to be asked of the woman was, what color is your real hair? And she was obviously, and there was nothing wrong with this woman other than the fact she had obviously dyed hair.
Fake red hair,
and
yeah.
I think you refused to ask
Yeah.
because it was, you bought the penalty.
Yeah, you just take the loss on that because you don't want to be mean. It's hard, you know what I mean? Like some jokes you can get away with. Like I can say something kind of outrageous to someone, knowing that in 2 minutes we're just going to tell them they were on a hidden camera show and they're probably going to laugh it off. Something like that you can't take back. You can't. Once you make fun of a woman's horrible dye job, one, she's not going to sign. She's not going to agree to be on television.
That's what people don't understand. When you see a fuzzed out face,
Right.
that's someone who was pissed off they wouldn't sign a release. So but the gag was so good, you still will pixelate their
Yeah.
face because you don't want to lose
You
the
don't want to
gag.
lose the joke, right?
But that's the huge problem in hidden cameras.
Yeah. By the way,
you
I
have
thi-
to make it something where,
I think
gotta
we need
walk
to
a
clue
line.
people in that you've worked hidden camera.
yes, I've worked hidden camera.
Something called
Something, I
It
don't
was
even
the Fox.
remember. Invasion of the hidden cameras.
Was it not? No, it's when hidden cameras attack.
Oh, it was after. Yeah, it was Invasion of the Hidden. No,
Oh, was it?
No, it was when Hidden Cameras
Attack,
attacked.
yeah.
And then 9/11 happened when it was on the shelf, and they changed it to Invasion because
Attack.
attack was. Yeah,
Right.
It was fucking weird.
That's
anyway,
what'll cause problems.
but
with
I've done
attack.
other pilots. I did Spy TV, a couple episodes, and I just love it. I hated doing it. I really didn't like doing it, but I loved the genre.
Yeah, it's a really fun one. It's just growing up, it was one of my favorite ones too. I mean, I used to watch the Candid Camera reruns all the time and shit like that. So
Yeah, we have a box set.
yeah, it's great. It's a great medium because it's so human. Like I mean, I don't want to sound
But they made it
pretentious,
shitty over like.
Well, good, 'cause then it's
Ashton
about celebrities
Kutcher,
and shit like that.
There's a few that were just these horrible, smarmy. The fucking Ashton Kutcher one was the worst. Where you go, you ruined it forever.
That was punked, wasn't it?
Punked, yeah.
Punked.
But you came out, and I expected to hate it based on the goofy commercials.
Yeah, and I expected to hate it based on his description to me, and it was like, this is fantastic.
It's
Thank
fucking
you.
brilliant.
Yeah, you were a big one, Doug. When we found out you liked it, that made us really happy. So thank you. And now I'm so excited that you.
Yes,
like
now that I, the stentorian voice.
Now the guy that hates everything. Hey,
Yeah.
Mikey likes it.
So how long were you a fireman?
8 years. 8 years. It's the best job in the world. It is the best job in the world.
Really?
Yeah, it's the best.
What did the other guys
Except for that 9/11-y shit.
Well, I wasn't. Well, that was one day. I guess I don't know. I don't know how you write that off. I don't know. Yes, I guess you're right. Except for 9/11. But that 9/11 changed that job too a lot because I got on after 9/11 and it was just it was like more.
Well, they had a lot more
do?
openings.
Yeah,
That's
they didn't
also-
even- wow.
Wait a minute though. That's also where
Just math.
where you came in at. That's where you can compare Boardwalk Empire because you have to compare the comparative careers of people that used to be New York firemen, Steve Buscemi,
Sure.
versus Mr. Quinn here.
Yeah,
Dennis Leary.
Buscemi's doing a little bit better than me.
For the moment.
Yeah, but you put
Wait
out
till-
more episodes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
but
Wait till Boardwalk Empire goes hidden camera. Who are they going to call?
All right, so today we watched an episode of bonus footage,
yes,
which means
Which means they want to fill in an extra episode.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if it was
good.
great.
But this was actually good. The one that
was great.
that you watched today, because it was stuff that we had disagreed with the network. They cut out of the show.
Ooh.
So when the new regime came in, they were like, "Well, is there anything you guys liked?" And we gave them that footage. So it's actually stuff we wanted people to see.
You
but
get some leverage.
good,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're getting some leverage.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
you're
fun.
having your Arab Spring.
But one of the things you had was because it cuts back to in studio, and you say that's one of the few times or only time the cops get called on us.
Yeah.
And that's always everyone asks you, like, who's getting hit? Like, you do some shit where you like, I cringe, like, oh. It's usually with black people.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm scared of black people. Not your girlfriend,
Right,
because
well, she is
she's
scary.
yeah. She's white acting. But like when you have to go and there's times where you go, and fucking New Yorkers in general all think they make you think you're gonna get hit in the face just for talking to them. Hey, which way is 42nd Street? Bam! Ow, my nose.
Fuck yourself, bitch. Well, we really don't say. I mean, we're good at reading people at this point. Now it wouldn't happen. In the beginning, it would happen a little bit more where people get upset at us. But I think we just like know who to go up to and who's going to be a fucking total dick.
No, I watch it, and they'll say, give me an example. Go up to that person and try to kiss them on the mouth or whatever.
Try to hold hands. Things like
Sure,
that.
yeah.
They're more clever than this. I just don't have a
Right.
good example.
They're not that much clever.
No, they're not.
Some of them are fucking brilliant. Anyway, but you go, I watch the show and I think if that was me, I'd just find the most small, meek person in a wheelchair that couldn't hit me. But you don't. You go to fucking.
Where's the fun in that?
You
Like,
go to some
yeah.
fucking hardcore.
Yeah, well, we sent Joe to talk this huge black guy into going to the woman's bathroom with him, where he had to go up to him in a Dairy Queen and be like, "Hey, I got to tell you something. And the guy he's a fucking house. And one, I didn't think Joe was going to do it. Then Joe started doing it, and then the guy went, "Well, what do you want to talk about?" And Joe's like, "I'll tell you in the woman's room. Come in the woman's room." And the guy went in the fucking woman's room with him. This giant guy, and that was it.
remember that one.
And Joe wins, and it's just like that is really indicative of. I mean, we say it to each other all the time. I cannot believe what people let us get away with, or just go up to them and say. It's bled into my own life, where now I just say whatever I want to people, and I've yet to get smacked. You know what I mean? Like cops pull me over, I joke around, I call them a pig when they come up to the window, and shit like that. And it works. It's a weird thing. Like people, I think as long as you're putting out a good vibe. Do we believe in things like vibes?
I believe so.
Like that, you get the occasional crazy.
We would have ideas for hidden camera where you go, no one would ever believe that ever. Like this, the whole premise, and you're stunned when people fall for just because they're out of their element. You put them in a weird situation, and they just okay.
Yeah,
but you test people's.
Yeah. But they were all nice. Everybody's really nice. Like,
So tell me about that one, the guy that called a cop.
Well, that happened. Well, the first time we got called a cop is because we got called a cop. Jesus fuck. The cops got called on us because we had this bit where we were gonna baby talk adults. Where we were like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing? Who's a good adult? Who's a good adult?" And the plan we came up with is we were gonna go to a park, a children's park, and sit there and start talking to the kids, like be like, "Oh, do you like it with a ball? Do you like it with a ball?" But then start talking to the adults and being like, "Hey, it's a nice day out, isn't it? Isn't it?" And the goal was to get someone to baby talk back to you. But what we didn't count on was we're four middle-aged, childless dudes hanging around a kid's park, acting really weird. Like we didn't even have a stroller. You know what I mean? We didn't even think to do that.
There's been a few episodes where you like dare someone to touch on pedophilia, and you're like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
and way even scarier than racism.
That there was an episode where you were teaching musical lessons.
Yes.
And
The girl from Guam, I had it stuck in my head.
Brandy from Guam.
His little chap Mo, is he called? Who's the
Murray.
Murray. And he had to sort of say he found her very attractive, and she seemed to reciprocate. And that seemed like, oh, this has gone beyond a joke almost because she seems almost interested.
Yeah.
Brandy from Guam walked.
Yeah,
She
well,
walked
once
out.
he started hitting on her, yeah.
Oh.
What girl wouldn't want to hear a song written about her on the spot in a Sam Ash on Long Island? It's like the most romantic possible situation. Yeah, Brandy from Guam was great. And like she was one that, again, the network, the old regime was just like, that's not funny. Like, why is that funny? And we're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's just bizarre and weird. But
Yeah, why are you a suit? Because you have a sense of humor?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, right.
Just fucking write the check, cunt.
Yeah.
yeah, you can't say that. That's why you have to hire someone to say it for you.
Oh, yeah, but if he says it in a Scottish accent, it has so much more power.
Yeah, that's why we have so much network presence.
But now I want to hear the shit. Like,
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
someone's had to throw a punch.
We had, the worst we've ever had was a guy, we were doing one of those focus group bits that we do.
And those are
Fucking
great.
love those.
They're
Yeah,
great.
we love
those.
doing them
Focus
too. Anytime
group-
we get to come up with a fake product, we're so happy because then our imagination goes into overdrive. But it was one of those things, and this guy who seemed a little off in it during it, what he found out, and it was a shit. You know how? Look, sometimes you go like we'll shoot for 8 hours to get a 2-minute bit.
Yeah.
Which means that there's a lot of shit that ends up on the floor. That sucks.
Yeah.
You'll go 3-4 times, and you won't get anything funny because you suck because the mark isn't well. So this guy went, and it was my turn, and I couldn't even get anything going. Just whatever I was out of it. So it wasn't even a funny bit. I didn't say anything that outrageous. It was kind of dead the whole way through. We told the guy that he was on a hidden camera show. He slams the table without saying a word, walks over, kicks a glass door, and the glass shatters, and he just walks out into the night. And we were just like, I didn't say anything. It was a dud bit. So, like, I think that, like, it's not, what you're talking about is somebody getting angry at us. It's just like, we don't do anything to get people angry. It's just a fucking lunatic.
Well, no, bullshit. When you make someone go to a buffet
Right.
and start picking off someone else's plate as
Right.
their... Yeah, people were getting pissed off in that one.
Yeah, mostly it's Sal because Sal doesn't, exude any confidence or anything during bits like that. But Joe was singing and dancing and shit like that, and he got the
You're
food right
eating
off.
off of people's plates. That was one I refused to do on Spy TV because I was too chicken shit.
It's
and I'm being
scary.
paid. Go up on Venice Beach and start eating shit off of people's plates. No, I don't want to get hit. I'm a coward.
Yeah, it's hard too because like I'm always afraid because in season 1 I dove my face into someone's plate.
I saw that, yeah.
And I was like, do I have like herpes now? It's so disgusting to be eating other people's food. It's
You're
just
in
so
the
gross.
wrong house to be worrying about that, sir.
I mean, I'm just.
and that,
Well, it turns out that I did. I had it. It was great. It was fantastic. So welcome home, me.
that worries me about Sal is going to get here around midnight,
Yeah.
and he is obsessive compulsive germ phobia, hates cats.
Yes.
I have a cat that will jump up into his
It's gonna freak
arms.
him out.
Yeah,
He might not get here as soon as you think he is because Sal doesn't function very well as an adult. He needs someone to hold his hand through everything. So I'm sort of curious to see how the walking out of an airport, renting a car, and driving here goes. Even though it's almost a straight line from the airport to
it
this
is a
place,
pretty easy drive till you get to Bisbee.
Yeah.
Then it's all fucked up.
I don't have a lot of faith in his abilities to navigate it, to be honest with you.
That's why I have my phone on during the podcast.
So where are we now in this sort of gestation period or whatever of the Impractical Jokers? What's next? I mean, how many...
Well, season 3 is airing now, and we're shooting. We're shooting until September, and then we'll be done with the 3rd season. But we're signed for 5 seasons.
Oh, really?
Nice.
So yeah, but I mean that's their option to make it. That doesn't mean, of course, that we're gonna have 5 seasons.
Oh, they'll take it after this podcast.
Yeah, I think so. This is after Doug's been calling them shit network for the past half hour. So they go.
I do tweet it too.
Go right ahead. They have a good sense of humor about it over there. The new regime is
Well, it's
really good.
Again, it's like making fun of white people or lawyers.
Right.
Like, you make fun of us. We own you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get high ratings for fucking pawns. What is a pawn? Fucking.
Yeah.
Do they ever have network get-togethers where you meet all the other people?
Not really. Just I met the guys from Lizard like a few months ago.
Lizard.
That was about it. Lizard Lick. It's a towing show.
Yeah, it's a towing show that is a. If you look up the finest print that you can find on the internet, it's recreations
Yes.
of stories that of dubious integrity, and then they make it look like it's happening in real life, and you go, "Wow, that guy's gonna punch the towing guy."
Has any bright spark of the network ever asked you to integrate other people from other shows into your show?
Shaquille O'Neal has a show on the network.
Oh.
And last year we did some commercials with him, but that was
Oh,
about
did
it.
you?
Yeah. But I don't know.
We're gonna take callers over here. Did anyone have any questions?
Here we go.
Junior Stopka.
What's it like being famous?
Yeah, that's true. What's it
Yeah.
like?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm famous, so what?
But to the extent that how often are you recognized that it kills the gag? Because
That-
you have been on 3 seasons.
Yeah, it happens. That's why we shoot in Manhattan so much, because there's 8 million people in Manhattan. So when that happens all the time now.
And
There's
they're
no getting around it.
erudite and upbeat, and they therefore never watch True TV.
What's that?
They're erudite,
Yes.
and they don't watch.
He uses
Right.
big words. Don't
No,
listen.
I
to
got
him.
it. I got it.
Yeah, just
yeah.
blow 'em off
The
when
accent
he-
threw me off a second. Yeah, they don't. They haven't watched it, or some parts of Manhattan don't even get True TV. So there's just a law of averages is nobody knows who we are.
When we did Hidden Camera in LA, so many people were so industry savvy that you'd say it's a hidden camera gag, and they go, "Well, I can't. I have an agent," and they'd
Yeah.
or they'd
We
oh,
get that
I
too.
want money and.
Yeah, we get a lot of lawyers who are
Do you
like,
ever
I don't sign anything.
Do you ever do anything outside of there? I know you have some.
Like what?
Outside of Manhattan, like go into
Oh,
the
sure. We
fucking
just shot a whole
world.
episode in Texas. We just
Nice.
Yeah, that
Nice.
was a lot of fun. And then we go to Staten Island sometimes. Jersey, we're in a lot. Jersey Gardens Mall. So yeah, we go wherever. It's such a low budget show that we basically go where we can get as cheap as possible.
Yeah.
What about the aspects of the show where you're making one of your group feel terrible, like that time you did the OCD thing with Sal in his house,
Yeah.
and then the thing with Murray making him jump?
Yeah,
I mean,
from the
he
plane.
looked genuinely
Yeah,
terrified.
Fuck him. He made me teach my parents sex ed. He
But
can
he was
go fuck
cry-
himself.
He was crying.
Good.
Which
Good.
one?
Murray.
He had to
We threw him out of a plane. Thank you.
I'm not sure you've
Did
seen
I
this.
miss?
It was one of the new. It was like 2 episodes ago or 3 episodes ago. Yeah. But no, I don't give a shit. I can't wait to do worse things to him. I can't wait to fuck him
I
up.
remember Murray. You had him set up where he had to go out in front of his old high school.
Give a lie detector test.
Yeah, but you have him. You tell me.
Well, we went back to our old high school because we.
But
maintained
he's
close
blindfolded or whatever. He
Yeah, he
has
doesn't
no
know what's
idea
going
where
on.
he is.
Right.
He knows he's taking a lie detector test.
I don't even know if he knew that. We blindfolded him. We sat him down. He was attached to the lie detector test, and it's one of these old, like the guy who does it is the guy who does all the Maury Povich one. He's like an expert in it, and he brings us this antique machine. It looks awesome, and he rolls it out on stage and he straps Murray to it, and then we take the blindfold off and we're like, "Hey man, you're getting a lie detector test," and then the curtains open and they reveal he's on the stage of our old high school with our old teachers and one of his ex-girlfriends and the whole senior
Oh,
class.
his ex-girlfriend. I forgot that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fucking
I was
crushing.
cringing.
And we wrote the questions that he had to say in front of everybody, nuns, because we went to a Catholic high school. So, he tried to lie, but we found out that he fucked a teddy bear to completion. That he cheated on his girlfriend, who was his ex-girlfriend, who was there, Tara.
Sitting there.
Did that involve the teddy bear? Was that counting?
No, two separate incidents.
All right, okay.
Yeah, he's off the rails.
Serial offender.
Yes, found out he got his back waxed, all this stuff in front of a bunch
What's
of kids.
wrong with having your back waxed?
Well,
Again, there is that New York element.
Yeah.
There is that in comedy where New York comics that you think are cool, but they still have that cunty edge of, like Norton and DePaulo, where they're like sketchy about not Norton, but homo, gay, but that's what makes it work for Middle America.
Sure.
But the OCD shit, putting Sal through piles of cow shit
Yeah.
when you
The
know he's a
garbage bars.
germaphobe.
Right.
And you can see, like, he was literally tearing up at one point and then angry. Like, I thought he was going to fight someone.
Yeah, he's a pussy.
But you got him to a point where he was violent that you did that to him.
Yeah, that's why now if you see in the new season, like where things are getting worse and worse, and like we said, we threw Murray out of a plane, and we tied Joe up and dunked him in a water tank. And did you see the magician one?
Oh, yeah, the magician.
Right, where we made him be an illusionist, where he had to escape from a thing. We just dangled him
that
in a
was very
tank. Like,
embarrassing.
Everything's ramping up because like
Let's explain that for the audience, because otherwise it's too inside.
Right, I'm sorry.
They put him on stage as
They put who on stage?
Joe Gatto, Joe, Murray, Sal, and Q. Those are the guys. Joe lost. It's a competition. Like, whoever fucks up the most pranks or doesn't complete the prank, he gets a punishment at the end of the 4. And Joe had to go out in a Las Vegas show or a casino show.
Atlantic City, it was Atlantic City. Yeah,
Casino show as a magician. And they put him in, and that made me claustrophobic. They put him in a Houdini,
Like a
like
straight
water,
jacket.
straight jacket, and a thing of
And then
water up to his
chains.
chin.
There was straight jacket, chains, his legs and hands handcuffed, and then we put a hook to the back of it, dangled him over a water tank, and slowly lowered him into the water tank in front of like 500 or 1,000 people.
And it's like these people thought they were going to see
Yes.
a genuine
A master magician.
master
Yeah.
magician.
That's right.
And then
they
he-
just saw this guy being lowered into a tank.
Yeah.
And flopping there.
And then he can't get out, but they leave him there interminably.
It was so long.
So he's like, I can't get out.
Yeah.
And then they still leave him there for.
The lights go on. People just start milling out.
People are
Some people are booing.
leaving there. Other people are like, this has to end, right? And then the guy comes sweeping up the stage and shit. And
said
the
the
lights go on.
janitor goes
And he's
sweep up
just
the stage.
sitting there, and you left him sitting there forever. That's fucking hilarious.
Right. So things are getting worse and worse because of these grudges that we're holding against each other for shit we've done.
But that's the hidden camera I love, where you don't make someone look like a fucking asshole. You're the asshole. And like, they're embarrassed for you.
It is the joke. We said, like the joke kind of pays off. If you tell me to say something horrible to this woman, or even something funny to this woman, it's going to pay off twice because I'm going to hear it, I'm going to react to it, so the audience gets that, and then if I do it, then they get the second joke, which is actually acting it out. So it's just we weren't that smart when we came up with this shit, Doug. It's not like we planned any
Okay,
of this.
what is your personal
There you
favorite?
go. Wait, I was gonna say, what's the one that hurt you
Hurt
the
you
worst,
the worst,
or
and the one you
was
enjoyed
the
the
hardest to do?
I mean, I already kind of told the story about teaching my parents about sex ed. That
Really, that really fucked you up that much?
but you don't understand my relationship with my parents.
Well, you went to
Evidently, your friends do.
Yeah, they do. The one that made me laugh the hardest was when I was presented as a photographer, and I was presenting my own work, and
That was good.
I had to pull the curtain away and describe what I was, and they sort of softballed me a little bit. They had a picture of me with the words "highly contagious" next to it. I was like, I can explain that. But that's when it was me fucking a water buffalo with the word "mother" on it, and
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
then me stepping on Chinese children, like ready to crush them. Just
Wow,
the cutest
whoa.
Chinese kids in the world.
Are you aware of all the Jimmy Kimmel shit? Jesus.
No, I don't even know what that is. What is Jimmy Kimmel shit?
You don't.
Who watches Network?
Do you know that Jimmy Kimmel did a hidden camera, funnily enough, with this is fucking ancient history. He did a hidden camera with children giving solutions to problems in the world. Oh, yeah. And one of the children said, "Kill everyone in China." And this has become a major international incident.
Why?
Because reading between the lines, the Chinese government has made it one, and they are sending people to picket Burbank.
You're so off topic on this.
I'm just saying it's a thing.
You're
Wow.
And I'm
You're
just giving.
drunk and you're
I'm,
off topic.
I'm
You
just
had a
giving.
story that
I'm
has
just giving
nothing
Mr.
to do with
I'm just
Impractical
giving
joke.
Mr. Quinn a heads up that when it comes to the Chinese angle, you might want to back off. Vietnam, no political pressure.
All right, so we could make fun of those. Okay, got it.
Ever felt physically threatened?
No, when the Hey Mustache guy,
Yeah.
That guy was like really angry, but he was older, so I knew I could take him if it happened.
Yeah.
But he was, the shit they don't show on camera was in my face and like really, really got angry, like fucking pissed.
What about your cohorts, your
All right.
fellow workers? Have you ever seen them in a position where you thought he's really fucked up by this?
Yeah, we actually couldn't air the bit because it went so poorly. But Murray was working as a waiter and he was hitting on a girl. They were on a date and he was hitting on the girl and we kept telling him to hit on the girl. And the guy was just like, he goes, if you say something again to her, I'm gonna kill you.
And Murray's a petite man.
Very putting it kindly.
Adorable.
But he also doesn't know when to shut the fuck up. Because he walks back and we're like, all right, Mark, call it off, don't say anything more. And Mary's like, no, what are you talking about? That's gold. Like, that's going to be the gold part if he gets angry and stuff like that. So he, of course, he pushes it, goes back, and the guy was up like a shot. And then Murray was like, no, it's a show. And
we never saw this?
No, it wasn't funny. It was kind of obnoxious.
All right, if you could take the show that is presented to television
Right.
or take all the shit they wouldn't air and air that, which would you choose?
I mean, I know what the show that I would like to make and air, the version of Impractical Jokers that I would make if I was left in charge, would not be a hit. Nobody would watch it.
Yeah.
It would be too fucked up and too weird.
But would you rather have people see the show that true TV shows or the one that you would make true TV show?
I think now they're kind of one and the same. I think the editing's pretty good right now, but I'm fine with it.
You can get away with so much more
Yeah.
now on TV than
I
a
think
decade ago.
I think I'm happy with the way the show's out because
But I know on radio, you go to do a radio spot to promote your show,
Right.
And during the break, you're fuck that and kind of fuck, and you're dying laughing, and then you have to bring it back to give a censored. Okay, and what are you gonna be talking about this week at the Funny Bone? Like, but we were just saying really funny shit during the break.
I think that like a year ago I would have said that I want to make the show that I want to make, but there's something.
You're getting away with some shit. It's
we
nice.
are, and there's something to a well-oiled machine. You know what I mean? Like there's something to.
Well,
like,
there's also something to increasing ratings, where you must feel that.
There is, but I think.
Do you worry about that?
I don't worry about it too much because
Do you watch it?
there's nothing I can do really.
I know, but
we're
do you like, what's our
Nielsen.
fucking how many million things? And
Yeah, the
I never
Nielsen
paid
ratings.
attention. I didn't get it when
I mean, we're doing well enough that I think we don't have to worry about getting reordered. And that's pretty much at the end of the day because there's a ceiling with True TV, and that's not a slam at the network, but it's just like there's only so many viewers you're going to get on the network because how many packages carry it, how many people know the network, how many people like the network. You know what I mean? There is, and I think that's going to change. I think the new president is going to change a lot of that, but it's just like so that's I think that for where we are and for what we're doing, it's just like.
Well, you're making a living. You're having fun.
Having fun. The ratings are great. Everybody's happy
Unless
with
you
the ratings.
lose.
Right. Then bullshit goes down.
Have you ever found, and you probably can't answer this honestly, editing where they fuck with where it's not true, and you go, no. Because I know that's something you were solid on. No, this is not.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, there's basic editing tricks that every fucking show that we'll do for this end of time. Sal and I especially tend to get upset if they send something to us to view that, like even if they add booze, I don't like it. Like I did a breakdancing thing where I had to breakdance in front of the Brooklyn Cyclones, and the first cut that they sent us added booze to the crowd. And I was like, why? I was like, it's not. Like, there's not a need for it. Like, it's just bullshit. And it sounds fake to me. And if it sounds fake to me, it's gonna sound fake to someone else. And I just don't want it. So like manipulation of that type, I don't like. But if a woman gives a fucking funny look at when I said this line, and they cut it in and said when I said that line to make it punch the joke, I don't care about that. I still said it.
one of my first agents when I moved to L.A., Danny Robinson, said he went to Evening at the Improv, was an old stand-up comedy weekly show, and he was a huge laugher, guffaw, ha ha, and they filmed him, and they put him laughing in like a million different shows where he wasn't in attendance.
Right. Just to boost up that communal laughing.
Find a good laugher in the audience and show it.
Yeah.
So I know you work for a scam network.
Right. Well, there you go.
I know you can't say too much.
No, it's all right. I would shoot straight with you, Doug. I wouldn't even cover it up. It's
Bingo and I are like, that's what we do when we watch reality TV. We find the fucking scam,
Right.
like mystery diners or something, where they we're gonna catch it's like the biggest bullshit. Like, how dumb do you think people are?
Yeah, I think in True's case, though, like did anybody ever think their shows were real? Like, didn't they make their shows so fucking dumb that people knew they were fake? Like, I thought that was the way it was.
But no, that's because you hang around with other people of your ilk,
Right.
and you forget that the masses of the middle of America vote and don't think, and they go, "Oh, I saw that thing."
Did you see that fucking tow truck driver get hit? Oh shit, that was fucking nuts.
Is there anything true on True TV?
I
don't watch.
besides us, probably not. Well, Panic Button probably is, but I don't know how well that's doing.
But we
Guinness
watch
Book of
for the
World
scam.
Records.
We watch for the edit and how they make it look like
Yeah.
it did this, and that's why we loved you, because it was fucking. If there's a fucking scam,
No,
we Bingo is like, she'll catch shit and go, oh wait, the guy that was stealing the keg on Mystery Diners, they have a security camera on this side where he's stealing the keg and it's tapped, but on the other side, the other security camera on the outside, it doesn't have a tap. We look
up
for
things like
detail.
that, yeah.
We just watch things to hate shit.
Yeah, no.
But more importantly, what differentiates your show is that, again, in terms of, for want of a better word, the casting.
Yeah.
Like, you don't feel like you've been cast.
Well, we weren't cast, right?
Exactly.
It was just the
And
four of us.
every single reality show feels like it's being cast.
That's-
And the audiences are not dumb. They're, okay, a lot of them are very dumb. But they're but people,
But we're not dumb.
people-
and we like your reality
people
show.
can detect the difference.
That's an issue they've run into. They've sold Impractical Jokers all over the world. There's like 14 different versions of it in other countries.
Do you get money on that?
They tell me I do. I've seen one. I saw one check 2.5 years ago.
I've
For
seen
10
your
grand.
girlfriend. You're getting money off of it.
Have you spoken to Harvey Altman?
No. The
Plug.
so the
Harvey Altman.
Who's Harvey Altman?
This
the fucking
this
accountant of the
podcast sponsored by
Harvey
Harvey Altman.
Oh, Harvey.
Accountant to the stars.
Yeah.
Well, I could use him. Was he here? I'll get my taxes.
Oh, no, he's in New York.
Oh shit!
Right down the street from you.
Really?
He's the
Yeah.
guy and his son that you want.
Really?
Yeah.
Who do they want?
Tell me how I can get in touch
Harvey
with him.
Altman.
How can I get in touch with Harvey Altman?
We'll put you in touch with Harvey
Okay.
Altman.
I found this thing. For $9.99 a month, you can get Google.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I
wow.
get scammed? Did I
And
get
then you can look up Harvey and Russell Altman, both of them,
Okay.
in the same Google search.
You walk into his room, his whole office is lined with every comic you've
8x10s.
ever
Really?
known. Yeah.
It's
sounds like a
comedians.
type of guy.
he's got
It's
a
the
better
comedians.
8x10 selection than Caroline's.
Really?
It's like, holy
But
fuck.
because they're smiling in his pictures at Caroline's, everyone's going, fucking tourists. Even if they're smiling
like
in the
those pictures of
headshot,
Harry
they're
Potter
like,
that just fucking look
Point
down on
is,
everybody.
if you were to make your way to
Harvey
Altman, you'd be a
Right.
happier man.
Okay.
yeah.
There
How
you
much
go.
money do you have on you?
I just lost $100 to that fucking poker game. So
That's in my pocket.
yeah, that's in your pocket. That was that all. is
Don't
in
worry.
Your pocket.
Chicken
I saw
drop.
that.
We have chicken drop tomorrow.
By the way, you
Can't
know
wait.
you're not carrying anything going back north, are you?
No. You
Okay.
mean money? No.
No, I don't mean. I
Hang on,
don't mean money.
We're at like 45
Coyote?
minutes. Wait. We'll get back to that in a second.
Yeah.
When I first started talking to Sal on Twitter, and then we got on the phone.
Right.
Bingo. I tried to put you on the phone with Sal, and you were so enamored that
I screamed.
You were screaming, and you wouldn't get on the phone.
I don't get that way with famous people ever. Ever.
Like fucking
Well, that
Ed
wasn't Sal,
Sullivan.
that was me. That was me. Sal wasn't
That
on
was
the
cute.
phone. Yes, because I was excited about that.
No, I remember.
Either way, she wouldn't get on the phone, and I held the phone up so you could hear her screaming.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how Bingo after that started.
Well, you texted me that night, right? You were like, "I'm sorry," or that you were
I was
screaming
too
and
shy.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. But I put him in my phone as baloney cheeks.
How did you get baloney cheeks?
I don't know.
I remember you like
There's
pitching
not a
ideas.
story behind it. I just call him baloney cheeks.
It was
all
like
the
a
time.
writer's room where, like, should I get whatever?
But that's what I call you to stand
I
up.
think I might have come up with
So
baloney
you called
cheeks.
me to me. You're
Yeah.
like, "Morning, baloney cheeks."
Yeah, I don't call you.
She
baloney.
somehow came up with that nickname
Yeah.
for you, baloney cheeks.
Yes.
And then started texting you
Yeah.
every day,
She'll send jokes. To me.
dumb, like
Yeah.
children's jokes.
Sure. And then how often do I repeat Bingo's jokes? All the time. When I just read them to the crew.
When we
just have a good time.
When we leave this podcast, I will show you the joke books that we've bought
I
her.
love that.
5,600 jokes about nothing
Yeah.
that we've bought her. And she'll walk
I have to
around
mark your
and,
name
and
and-
ask. she pitches the jokes to us.
I love that.
Should I give me an example? Can you think of one joke? They're the dumbest jokes. Oh, hang on. The
No.
booger one. You do it.
No, I haven't used that one. Can you remember?
Chaille.
I forget him. I forget him.
Well,
No,
Jesus,
Chaille's got one. Chaille's got
I just
one.
heard this one today. It's what's the difference between boogers and broccoli? Kids eat boogers. That's the level.
right.
That level of
Sure.
dumb.
Oh, they're really terrible.
Yeah.
Fourth, but she does this relentlessly to him, and at some point in one of the episodes
Yeah.
where you're doing a focus group
I put
kind
the
of
baloney
thing,
cheeks in.
you chucked a baloney cheeks reference into a show, knowing that Bingo.
Yeah, I did it for her.
Definitely.
The point is, season 3, you threw a baloney cheeks
Baloney cheeks.
episode, a baloney cheeks. Oh Jesus, how drunk am I?
Reference.
Reference into a gag
I'm
that
so
Sal
happy.
had to say baloney cheeks, and fucking Bingo went out of her mind like someone brought her a
Nobody
giant
would believe
cardboard
me.
check.
Nobody would believe me that I came. No, I came up. I gave him that name. Nobody would believe me.
Well, I can confirm it now. You can play it for anybody that it is baloney cheeks is from you, and it was a little reference and shout out to you.
Anyway, we should
Wrap
up with
Right.
Sal tomorrow.
Sure.
We'll just get him and we'll fuck with him. We'll figure out something to fuck with
Can
him.
we get him drunk first? Because I feel like I'm giving a real poor showing with all the alcohol I've had
No,
today.
fuck it. Are you kidding? We don't have real guests.
Right.
No.
Excellent.
We'd have to talk to Junior for a long time.
We had him. We had him on What Say You. He fucking killed it, man. People loved that episode.
What see you?
What's a podcast Sal and I?
Oh, you
do.
did his podcast?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Without checking with me?
Junior.
I own you, Junior.
What the fuck?
He killed it. He did great. He did great.
Fucking hell. Jesus.
Your podcast, plug your shit. Your podcast.
The podcast Sal and I do called What Say You just won the Stitcher Award for Best
What
New
Say
Podcast.
You?
What Say You?
Won
Best
the-
New Podcast by Stitcher, yeah. Which is phenomenal for us.
I'll speak to Stitcher about that.
Yeah, we'll talk to Stitcher.
Yeah.
So yeah, we won this week, so we're doing pretty good. We're happy with that.
Yeah. That's great.
You can. You can.
Junior, you can take credit.
Yeah.
You
Good.
killed it.
All right.
Well, I hope you're all happy.
All right, so we'll get Sal a little fucked up
Yeah.
tomorrow and then get him on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you do want to talk to Harvey Altman, he's on 212-867-3580.
There we go. Harvey Altman.
Harvey Altman, accountant to the almost stars.
No, he's got fucking like Chris Rock and everyone.
He has
you
Chris
you
Rock.
walk in and go, will you please be my accountant? Do I have to audition? Because I see all the people on your wall of fame.
No. The people we had to audition for was Eric Greenspan. We didn't really have to.
Don't. You're drifting. We're trying to close here.
Yeah. Close it. Shut up. Stop talking then.
You guys take a
Ladies
sign
and gentlemen,
off.
watch Impractical Jokers.
Yes, please
I
do.
fucking
On True TV.
It's
Yes, Thursdays at 10.
we look
please.
Thursdays at 10 or just DVR it, and we have you've 62
Yeah, we
episodes.
have a lot of episodes.
You will read the
fucking
description and think,
right.
I won't like this, and be wrong.
No, you'll see the commercials and think you won't like
They
it.
do make cheesy ass commercials.
Yeah, they're
of it,
cheesy, cheese dick.
My
as
favorite
shit.
are when they try and sell us as some sort of fucking sex symbol where I'm just like, we're the fattest, grossest is like pieces of shit. And they
No,
think-
you are,
Yeah, well, no, us.
but
No,
you
no,
are
no,
the
you
fattest
are.
and grossest.
No,
compared to the
Sal,
other
Sal's
guy.
fatter than me. Sal's fatter than me.
Really?
But
Oh,
he's
God, yeah.
adorable. God,
Well,
he's
all right.
fucking.
Well, if you want to go by adorability, yeah.
He's fucking adorable.
But Joe and Murr don't have any hair, so it's like, well, listen, what do we?
You know what? There
is.
is. Let's get to this.
Let's get
there
to it.
is a fucking you and Sal
Right.
and Joe and Murr. Those are the guys that kind of hang out together.
Well,
There
Sal
is
and I
a
still live on
fucking-
Staten Island.
There's a schism, as Andy Andrist would say.
If you could speak.
There is. Well, Sal and I live close together, and those guys live close together, so it's like that. But I've never had an argument with Joe, whereas Sal and I have gotten into fucking knockdown dragouts. And
Really?
Murray and I argue. Oh God.
About
yeah.
what?
Well, what happened last time is one of our in the writers. You guys know how writers' rooms are, right?
What?
Writer's room.
Writer's room.
That was another question I had, but we'll
Right. Okay.
sidebar.
Everybody sort of sits around and joke, and I had made a joke, and I say this. My sister-in-law is Japanese, but like off the boat Japanese. She speaks with the accent and all stuff, and my nieces and nephews are half and half. So I made a joke about them. I always joke about them being Japanese and stuff like that in the writers' room, and one of the writers was Japanese, and Sal was just like, should have said that in front of him. And I was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it was just, you know how in dudes there's just like a switch thrown and like logic just goes out the window and then you're just arguing and it starts going to like, fuck you. Really? Fuck me? Fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck me. Shit like that. Stupid
No, I
shit.
don't understand that.
It's a New York thing, I guess.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
it's
know.
a comics.
He got it. All right, yeah. So it's just stupid switches like that. But for the amount of time that the four of us are together, which is really almost 7 days a week.
If you had to fuck one of the Impractical Jokers,
Right. Murray.
Murray.
Probably Murray.
Make love.
Yeah.
Make
'cause he's
love.
make love, not Murray. I'd hate fuck Murray for sure.
There's a whole lot of kissing and tenderness, and you know, like you
Yeah.
work your way down over the breast,
Yeah.
down to the inner thigh.
Wait a
and
second.
then
Sal.
That kind of
Sal.
Barbara Streisand's playing Sal.
Yeah. Because he's adorable, like you
Yeah,
said.
he is
He's
fucking adorable. Murray's adorable
Who's the other one?
to look at. Joe. Yeah,
Joe.
fuck that guy. That guy's a stockbroker. That guy's the Wolf of Wall Street if he could have been.
Keep going with it. Keep
Yeah,
going with it.
yeah.
Land it. Stick that landing.
They don't follow me on Twitter. Fuck them.
They don't really?
They probably do now.
I'd be surprised if they
No,
did.
they don't.
No, no, back in the day they didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. James doesn't follow What Say You on Twitter. Murray doesn't.
Do you don't set up shit where, if someone lost the thing several weeks in a row, you don't ever go, oh, it's time to make that guy lose.
Well, no, you could just switch the order of the episodes around and whatnot.
All right.
You know, and the
You
bits
never
and stuff.
rig anything a little. Yes, you do. All right.
Well,
don't,
when you
don't
say
say
rig-
it. Don't say
when
it.
you say
don't
rig-
say it. We'll talk about this.
Well, no,
off
it's
the air.
like this. Like you could shoot. Like you could. Let's say you tell me to walk up to that woman and pull that hat over her eyes, and I do it, but it's not funny. Like you're really sort of winning based on the funniest bits in the episode. We're not going to air something that's boring just because I won. But if the next one I put the hat down over someone else.
It's not like people.
Right.
It's not like baseball where they're on steroids.
Right. That's like
They're cheating.
Right.
They're cheating. No one cares. But do you
No one
have
should
to
care.
ever balance it out where you go, okay, listen, he's been the biggest loser for fucking 4 episodes in a row.
I think what they'll do then is just swap
Well,
some footage.
well,
around.
make Sal say nigger to someone else. Go, no, thumbs down.
He actually did that though. He won that one when we told him that. So
Did you?
Wait.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No way.
All right. That's Q from Impractical Jokers.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow. I love it. I love it so much.
All right. Q from Impractical Jokers. We fucking love you. We're starstruck that you're here, and it's fantastic. That's it. We'll see you next week with Sal.
Play the Matoid.
Party time.
You've been listening to the Doug Stanhope Podcast, recorded live in the Funhouse in Bisbee, Arizona, with Doug Stanhope, Brian Quinn from the Practical Jokers, Junior Stopka, Brian Hennigan, Bingo, and Greg Chaille. Engineered and produced by me, Chaille. This podcast sponsored by Harvey Altman, CPA, Accountant to the Stars. Opening song by Mishka Shubale, Party Time by the Matoid, both available on iTunes. Check out the new season of Impractical Jokers, Thursdays at 10 on True TV. And take a listen to Quinn and Sal's podcast, What Say You? Just voted Best New Podcast on Stitcher. Find out about all of Doug's upcoming tour dates by joining the mailing list at dougstanhope.com. Thanks for listening.
Dance and shoe your shoes. It's party time. Howl your house and suck your socks. It's party time. Yeah. Oh baby, grab your craps and fuck your fox. It's party time. Grab your craps and fuck your fox. It's party time. Everybody, grab your craps and fuck your fox. It's party time. One more. Grab your craps and fuck your fox. It's party time. Here we go. Party time. Yeah. Party time. Party time. Yeah. Party time. 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 Hey. Party time. Yeah.